All right, welcome to another marketing strategy session. Today we are going to talk about Facebook, Facebook ads, and I have Mo on the call with me. He's going to walk you through what is Facebook ads, the good, the bad, the ugly, and his aha strategy when it comes to doing Facebook ads. Mo, welcome to the show.
Hello, Jeff. Thank you so much for your interview. And hello, everyone. Thank you all for listening and watching. So today, as Jeff discussed, we'll be discussing everything and sharing with you the valuable information and the hidden secrets of Facebook ads and how I actually tackle it and scale the businesses from $0 a day or $5 a day to $100 per day. And let's start. So in the beginning, I'll be introducing myself a little bit. Actually, I started learning digital marketing by myself 6 years ago. I am a self-taught digital marketer. I worked for free for 2 years for businesses, learning from my mistakes and developing strategies using the internet, using YouTube, and validating each strategy I'm learning from YouTube. And day by day, I started building my experience until I reached the point that I started earning jobs and selling my skills to the managers, actually to the hiring managers. And like as long as I'm progressing in my career, I changed around 4 to 5 jobs. And my last job in my career was as a global digital consultant for Absolute Vodka, Chivas Regal, Ferrari World in Dubai, and what was their name? Atlantis Water Park, also in Dubai. And one of the biggest retailers in the GCC region. They earn about 1.4 billion dollars in revenue each year. So this was a very, very big experience for me, especially for these people who are called SACO. If you can research them, they are now doing a digital transformation for all of their business after this pandemic. And so it gave me a very, very big experience in the e-com industry, and they're working on SAP. So imagine you're working with a service that you should pay for it around $160,000 per year. And just to manage your e-commerce platform. SAP, I don't know if you're familiar with SAP, but it's an e-commerce platform that it's a full-fledged e-commerce platform that can even track the visitors of your store offline. So imagine how powerful is that. And after the pandemic, some unfortunate circumstances happened with the company. I got laid off as an employee. So I continued actually taking action for my personal brand. I have been publishing content around 1 month now, or maybe a little bit less than 1 month. But I started my personal brand as DME Hakim. DME Hakim was a digital marketing entrepreneur. It was inspired by my friends who used to make fun of me because I was so flattered with digital marketing, and all of my talks and my discussions with my friends was about digital marketing and entrepreneurship. So they used to make fun of me and call me, "Hey, digital marketing, hey, entrepreneur, please come solve us this issue." I took this inspiration. Yeah, so I took this inspiration and named myself DME Hakim, and Hakim is my last name. And after like 1 year, I wasn't really convinced with my personal brand name, so I did a whole rebranding. I called myself Mo Hakim. I don't want to really use some abbreviations. So my name is Muhammad Al Hakim. So I used Mo Hakim, and my official Instagram handle is official Mo Hakim. And this is how it all got started. And now recently I'm launching my website. I'll be publishing my whole story when I started working since the age of 13 till today. And this is the small, humble background of me. Now let's dive to the awesome thing of Facebook ads.
Okay, yeah, because you had some chances to work with some fun companies. I mean, you went from Absolute Vodka to companies in Dubai. So I mean, that's the fun part of
Uh-huh.
getting paid to do
Percent.
what you do.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. Well, so first, what is Facebook ads? For you who don't know, actually, Facebook allows people like me and you to advertise on Facebook ads, or on Facebook, actually, not Facebook ads, using the tool called Facebook ads. So first, the formats that you can use to advertise on Facebook, as anyone could know, because every day we see hundreds of ads if we're scrolling on our feed, or maybe swiping up the stories or whatever. The formats you can use is videos, images, GIFs. These are the formats that you can use on Facebook ads. Now, if you are a beginner and you want to advertise for your business, you can actually do it without having any experience, because first, the ads manager is so simple to use. I will be sharing with you now my screen, and tell you how you can actually start launching ads with $1 to $5 per day
Okay.
to maybe $100 per day. And now, so I will be sharing my screen. Just give me 1 second.
Mhm.
Mhm. All right, let me know. Let me know when you can see my screen.
Okay. All right. The screen is coming up. It hasn't fully populated yet.
Oh,
Let me see. All right, now it's up. Now we can see it.
oh, cool, cool. So as you can see right now, this is the dashboard of your Facebook Ads Manager. Now, if you haven't really signed up for the Business Manager on Facebook, you simply want to go to facebook.com/business dot blah blah. 1 second, I forgot what was the
Yeah, it's easy.
handle
If
after.
you want to do it, do business.facebook.com and it'll take you to the
Yeah,
same one. Yeah.
100% business.facebook.com. Sorry.
Yeah. And it'll take you to the redirect.
Actually, just Google Facebook Business Manager, and it will automatically rank up the first sign up result of your Business Manager. So
Mhm.
whenever you see that thing over here called Business Manager Overview dash Facebook, simply click on it. And if you don't have a Business Manager account, which if you are a beginner, you definitely don't have one, just
Mhm.
create an account. It will require you to add your details, like your personal name, information about your business if you have a business, your address, your payment information, and everything.
Okay.
If you also have a page, you simply integrate it with the Business Manager, and you can it will walk you through, because it's really self-explanatory.
Okay.
Now my internet is so fast, so I guess we need to wait a little bit to load it. Just give me one moment. This is the struggle when you work with a Lebanese guy.
Like I say,
Yeah,
everybody is on today, so it's a busy day for the internet.
yeah, definitely. Yep. So this is the business manager dashboard. As you can see over here, these are all of the businesses that I own, or actually that I am an admin to manage them. So if
Okay.
you don't have this, like this one, simply you will see a create business page. So whenever you create it, you will get redirected to something called the business manager. Now
Mhm.
I will access it over here, and let's say this is the one.
Mhm.
Please today. Please today.
Here we go.
Yep. Please. You spend a lot of time editing this video.
Oh, yes. Yes. What I
I'm
was
actually
thinking,
recording.
what I was
Yeah,
thinking
pardon me.
too is maybe we can just insert a recording of this. Like, for instance, if you're doing it and it's faster because you've got Skype running and you've got this, maybe later on we can record this aspect of the interview and then just insert it after the introduction. And so it'll just slice it in. Yeah.
Yeah, fine. I'm actually recording a free dropshipping course, but I'm doing it in Arabic for the Lebanese industry and the Arab world industry because a lot of people in the Arab world are trying to open their dropshipping stores, but we actually have some limitations in our countries. Like you can't register with Stripe because Stripe doesn't support any Lebanese bank or even the country, and to PayPal.
Oh, so you have to do everything through PayPal? What about Square?
No, actually, we don't really have PayPal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So
so it's really in the ask.
which merchants do you have to go through?
Actually, now we have a new solution that has been incorporated in Jordan. It's called TAP, and it allows you to register with them without owning an LLC. And
Okay.
it's simply, it's a very, very simple integration between TAP and Shopify using the third-party providers tab in the payments. If you work with Shopify, I guess you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And it's really simple, but the downside of this, it charges 5% per transaction.
Wow. Ooh, that's
Yeah,
dope.
it's really hard, but it's a way to start at least.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yep. Okay, so after logging in through your business manager, you'll get redirected to this page over here. I won't be discussing the technicalities behind the business manager because I want to share with you some technical things about targeting your audience and different marketing strategies, how you can capture your audience after they leave your site, or maybe after watching a certain amount of percentage in your video, or maybe after leaving a lead generation form on Facebook. I will share all of these strategies with you. So after logging into the business manager over here, you can create your ad account, which is responsible for your ads. Whenever you are launching ads or creating audiences or anything, all what you have to do is create an ad account to be able to start any advertising on Facebook. Whenever you start an ad account, if you don't have one, you need to create a new ad account by pressing on this tab over here. Whenever you press on it, it's self-explanatory. Just go and fill in the information and it will redirect you to the ads manager. So after creating this ads manager, this ad account over here, press on this ads manager over here and it will redirect you to the ads manager. Whenever you're on the ads manager, a pop-up will show in your dashboard. It will ask you if you want to create a campaign using a guided creation or a quick creation. It won't appear on this screen because I've already used the ads manager multiple times. But whenever this pop-up appears, just click on the guided creation, not the quick creation. The difference between those two tabs or the two options is that the guided creation gives you more options to choose the targeting, create different ad sets, do A/B testing, while the quick creation only allows you to run one ad set with one ad and one campaign, and it doesn't really have that much power using the campaign targeting. So this is the dashboard. As you can see, I have a running campaign over now. It's promoting my personal brand. and I have earned around over 1,000 followers by generating over 1,200 clicks. And I only spent around $70 till today. Imagine. I also share with you some strategies to increase your Instagram followers using Facebook ads. So, if you want to create the campaign, you simply want to press on this green button over here. Just press create, and it will show you the objectives of the campaign you want to choose. I will explain each objective so fast. Just load. Yeah, man.
And I don't know if everybody watching caught the fact that his cost per result was 6 cents. It was that low, 6 cents per result.
Yeah. Believe me, by the way, it was 4 cents per result, but because the frequency is increasing, and a lot of people are maybe just to explain something about the cost per result growth hack. Whenever you run the campaign for a longer time, the frequency will start to increase because you're reaching more audience, and Facebook doesn't really have much people to show your ad to people anymore. So the frequency increases and the cost per result increases because it requires you to show your ad to more people to click on it. So whenever you're showing your ad a lot than normal, it will cost you more to get the result you want. Actually, I don't know if this is a little bit complicated, but whenever you launch your ad longer than maybe 1 month or 2 weeks, the cost per result will start increasing. This is the explanation in a nutshell.
Wow.
Yeah, but please load.
Yeah, that's interesting. The longer you with it, the more it goes up, but hopefully the more conversion, so it all balances out.
Yep, 100%. I'm trying not to talk while it's loading so that you can trim with cutting some information.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I think maybe talking will pass the time through while it loads. I'm not sure. Maybe Facebook is also having a lot of people on it. I've noticed that Facebook works better in Firefox than Chrome. Sometimes my Facebook has trouble loading in the Chrome browser, but I'll take the same account, put it in Firefox, and it'll load faster. But I think a lot of it is because everything that I do is in Chrome right now, and so Firefox cache is a lot cleaner. Even though you're using the incognito window, that might, using Safari or another browser may make it open a little faster.
Yeah. Actually, I've never tried Firefox using Facebook ads. I tried it when I was at school. Actually, it was like 10 years ago, maybe 12 years ago.
Yeah, when it was popular. Back when it was popular before Chrome.
Yeah, 100%. So, after pressing on that green button that allows you to create the campaign, you have 3 objectives on the ads manager. Under each objective, you have different optimization or buying types that we call it in the agency world, but in the regular world, all of people call it objectives. So, under the awareness phase, you have 2 objectives. You have the brand awareness, which focuses on increasing brand recall. It shows the ad to the customer more than 10 times a day. So this means that if you ask your customers or anyone who saw the ad more than 10 times, in the next 2 days, they would remember your brand.
Okay.
It focuses on building more impressions than reach. And the difference between impressions and reach is that the impressions is the number of the ad being shown to people, while the reach is the number of people who saw the ad. This is the difference between these two objectives. The reach over here focuses on reaching more people
Mm-hmm.
and showing the ad for once per user, or maximum 1.2
Mm-hmm.
times per user. This is the frequency. While the brand awareness objective over here, it shows your ad 10 times more than the reach objective. So here, for example, you have 1,000 reach and 10,000 impressions. While the reach over here, you'll be having results like 10,000 reach, for example, with maybe 11,000 impressions. This is
Okay.
the difference. Now, in the consideration stage, you have the traffic objective, which is the most popular between advertisers. We have
Mm-hmm.
the engagement, we have the app installs, the video views, lead generation, and messages. Now, the
Mm-hmm.
traffic may be mainly, as you know it, buying traffic to your website, but you can actually buy traffic to your WhatsApp, or maybe you can buy traffic to your messages on Messenger, or buying traffic to the Google Play Store, or to the App Store of iOS.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one is your website. Now, the optimization of this objective is mainly cost per click or landing page views, but usually advertisers use it as a cost per click to optimize it and get the lowest results possible, as the campaign you saw previously.
Okay.
Now, engagement campaign, you have three types of engagement under this objective. The first one is getting more engagement on the post you're posting on your page. It's either on Instagram or Facebook. You can buy Facebook likes using this campaign. It optimizes the ad in a way that people just press on the like button and like your page. The last and the third one actually is it's the events responses campaign, which allows people to respond to the Facebook event that you have created on Facebook.
Okay.
And over here, the third objective is the app installs. It optimizes your campaign to get app installs. If instead of doing the traffic campaign and getting clicks, you can
Mm-hmm.
optimize it for app installs. Which I mean by this, let's say you have $100 paying, or maybe $200, you're promoting an application. You may get 1,000 clicks and get, let's say, maybe 50 installs, and you paid all of these $200. While
Oh,
using the app installs, you may only pay $50 for each app install, because you're optimizing it for app installs. You pay per install, not per click. This is the
okay.
advantage of using this objective. But you need to install something called Facebook SDK. You need to use it. You need to get the help from a developer to install it, because it's a little bit technical and it requires some coding.
Okay.
And the fourth objective is the video views objective, which optimizes your campaign, or your campaign to get you video views on your video. And the buying type for it is called through play, which is the minimum of 15 seconds video views. So you optimize your campaign to get you at least 15 seconds watched on your video. Imagine
Okay.
how powerful is that.
Yeah.
Now,
Yes.
the
See what the opener.
objective. Yeah. So the fifth objective is the lead generation. Let's say you don't have a website and you have a business model focused on generating leads for your business, and you don't really have money to pay a developer, or you don't have the time to develop a website. You simply go to Facebook and tell them, I need to create a form on Facebook and I need to pay per lead. So you create a form on Facebook. Listen carefully. You create a form on Facebook without and optimizing your campaign for
Mm-hmm.
leads, and which means you pay per lead without requiring the user to leave Facebook. This really increases the conversion rate of the lead generation campaigns. Imagine you have a website and you have a little bit complicated form that requires 5 to 6 questions.
Mm-hmm.
It's much better to create such forms on Facebook instead of doing it on a website. The bounce rate will be really high and it will cost you more to generate leads.
Okay.
And yeah, and the last message, actually the last campaign objective is the messages, which optimizes your campaign to get people to your messenger and texting you. Usually we use such objective to opt-in people into our chatbots on our messenger. I personally use ManyChat as a chatbot messenger tool. It really converts well if I'm using a lead generation objective or lead
Okay.
generation campaign of the campaign as a business objective, not as a technical objective on Facebook.
Okay.
And over here, the last part, which is the conversions campaign, this objective or this campaign type is optimized to get you a conversion on your website. You need to install something called Facebook Pixel and
Mm-hmm.
you tell Facebook, for example, I want to optimize this campaign to get me purchases on my e-commerce store. Or maybe I want people to, let's say, submit a form. So I tell Facebook, please, I want you to charge me whenever a person submits a form, and we call this trigger a lead. It's a little bit technical, it requires some coding, but not too much technicality is required.
Okay.
The second objective over here is the catalog sales. It's mainly required to link your website to Facebook Shop, and Facebook will automatically create something called dynamic campaigns. So the dynamic campaigns is the catalog sales over here that you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
It optimizes your products and it shows the products to the people that they are interested in without even using the targeting capabilities of Facebook. It's called dynamic ads because of that. You don't really need to create any targeting uh, technicalities or something. You just need to tell Facebook, please run the campaign using these products and push it out there. Whenever you push it out there, Facebook will show your products to the relevant people using their artificial intelligence or machine learning power that they have.
Okay.
The last one is the store traffic. I personally didn't use this objective much because I rarely see people who are really caring about optimizing their store or their offline store to get more store traffic. They focus on selling online. But this campaign is optimized to get you more people to check your store, which is inserted in something called Facebook locations. Whenever you want, if you have a physical store, go to something called Facebook locations and insert the location of your store on Facebook, and then you can start running ads to optimize it so people can open the GPS and check where your store is located.
Okay.
Okay, so this is actually the full description of the objectives of Facebook. Now, let's build a small case study really fast. Let's say I have an e-commerce store and I want to start my first campaign. I personally use traffic, not conversion, because usually Facebook needs data to provide you with results. If I choose conversions and I had 0 sessions on my website, Facebook won't be really good in optimizing the campaign for purchases. So first, I select the traffic campaign over here so I can redirect people to my website, build some data on my website so that Facebook in the future, like let's say 2 to 3 weeks later, I can start launching the conversions campaign and optimize my campaigns for sales. So I'll select the traffic campaign over here. Then you need to name it. Actually, the naming is internal. It doesn't really affect the performance of the campaign. I always choose to be so specific in my namings because I actually track the results of my campaign from the dashboard outside without entering each campaign and checking the stats and like guessing which campaign or which ad set is relevant to the one I'm actually thinking about. So let's say I have the traffic. I'll name right now this traffic e-commerce ad 1 or maybe campaign 1. It's much better. this is the naming. Now you press continue. For the people who, by the way, for the people who actually have created their account, their ad account newly, they will see actually a new tab over here called Setup Ad Account. You simply set up, just agree with Facebook on everything, and you shall continue to the ad set level over here.
Yes. And another note, put in your payment information up front, because if you don't, that's going to be a big hiccup afterwards, and it's a big challenge trying to find out where to put it after you've already started setting up your ads. So go ahead and set it up when you set up your account.
Definitely, definitely. This is one of the things that I made. By the way, I made such mistake in my beginnings of learning Facebook ads. I paused my ad for around 2 weeks till I found out that you can insert your payment information just by going to your ad account settings. It was it was a mess till I really discovered that there's something called ad account settings. I used to go to the business manager, and it was really complicated. Now the interface is really, really simple, but today it's really, really, really simple compared to what we really had
Yeah.
previously, like 2 to 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we are in the ad set level. The ad set also, the naming of the ad set is internal. It's just for you to know how to actually name your ad set. So let's name it ad set one. I will only let's say we have a dog. Let's say, yeah, we have a dog e-commerce product, e-commerce shop which sells dog products and accessories. So let's say I'm selling let's say a dog bed, or a dog, what do we call it? Carpet, or specific carpet for them to sleep on it.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we have engaged shoppers, and I will discuss this later on. Plus, plus dog related interests.
Okay.
So you select the traffic over here. You need to select the website, not the app, not the messenger, not the WhatsApp. You only need to select the website. Ignore the dynamic creative. I don't really use it much because I want to have control over my creative. The offer also, you don't really create an offer while starting out your business because it gives a bad image about your brand.
Okay.
Now, let's say by targeting the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can, by the way, you can A/B test people living in or recently in this location, or maybe targeting people only living in this location. In my case, because I'm targeting dog owners, they are probably living in this location, so I don't want to target people who are actually maybe traveling to the States and leaving. I will be wasting money on them. So I will select the people living in this location.
Okay.
And regarding this part over here, there's something that I didn't talk about yet, which is called the audience insights. I'll
Mm-hmm.
open a new tab called the audience insights. It helps me understand my audience before running into the ads manager and starting plugging in some random interests on Facebook without knowing which one is relevant to my business and not.
Okay.
So on the analyze and report, there's something called audience insights.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the best powerful tools provided by Facebook. They call it the data mining tool.
Mm-hmm.
Just let me wait a second till it loads.
So this helps take the guesswork out of how old certain type interests that they may have. So this takes all that guesswork out. You can look at data based on
100%.
Facebook. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I really hope I'm providing value, actually.
Oh, yeah. Yes, definitely. Yeah, there's a lot of things that you've already covered that is going to help move the needle for businesses.
Yeah, yeah,
Just in that
definitely.
explanation of what the different type of ads they can run as far as the different categories that they are in and what each one represents. Because, like you said,
Yeah,
most of them go straight to traffic, and that's it. They don't know about the others.
true. Yeah, yeah, true. This is one of the biggest mistakes I see while consulting businesses, actually, because uh, whenever a business is starting, actually now these days people are going to conversions because they are doing some research, but they are
Mhm.
doing it so wrong. For example, they start the conversions campaign on a brand new store which doesn't have any sessions, any data, anything.
Yeah.
They run conversions campaign on a website that is brand new, and it has nothing for Facebook to actually try to calculate for you the conversion rate, and trying to calculate for you the actual conversions that
Hmm.
he or actually the machine learning that can get for you.
Yeah.
And they waste a lot of money. Plus, most of the people try to focus on the United States,
Hmm.
and I personally see the United States as a saturated market. It's a red ocean for me.
Okay.
And yeah, so I actually focus on the UK, Australia, Europe, but
Mhm.
segmenting each country by itself and using Upwork to translate the copy and everything.
Oh,
And
okay.
it actually converts better. Plus, I use Google Trends to see my product in which countries it's more popular than the other. It's really a
Oh,
powerful tool. Like, yeah.
huh.
So,
That's good. Huh.
yep. Yeah. So now, after clicking on that button that was called the Audience Insights, you see this pop up over here. Let's say you have a brand new page, you don't have any follower, you don't really need to press on this one. You need to do, or actually press on the everyone on Facebook and
Okay.
select the country you're trying to target. Okay.
Okay.
And by the way, I told you that we're targeting the United States uh, as a country, but I advise you to go to Google Trends, insert the product as a search term, and select the United States as a country, and put the um, the
The
time
cities
frame
that.
as,
Go ahead. I'm
pardon
sorry.
me. Yeah, I will show you it over here. Hopefully, it will load faster.
It's Google.
Yep.
It should.
I forgot my internet is really bad. I should have opened all of the tabs and loaded them, preloaded them. Anyway,
All right. In insights. Okay.
okay, so let's just wait for this to load. I will be discussing the audience insights using the United States over here. So,
Okay.
whenever you open the audience insights over here, you just need to select the country. I'm loading Google Trends for now so that I can show you how to choose the states you want to target instead
Hmm.
of targeting the whole country. So let's say we're selling a dog product. You need to go to the interests over here, leave the ages, the genders, the demographics, all of them, leave them still. Just
Okay.
put, let's type dog and see what we can get actually. Just
Okay.
give me one moment. Yeah. So whenever you want to target a relevant industry, so I'm selling a product related to dogs,
Hmm.
simply type under the interests in the audience insights. and go and see what you can see as relevant provided by Facebook over here. So now I can see dog, I can see dog trainer, I can see dog breed, and I can see dog food, and also dog training, by the way, and dog walking. So I will select all of these interests.
Okay.
That's why it's asking me this.
Don't forget Snoop Dogg.
All right. So after adding all of the relevant interests of that are relevant to my product that I'm selling, now you can see that 64% of the audience is women who are interested dogs, maybe in dogs training, in dog food, and how Facebook understand these is by people. It's either interacting with pages that are dog trainers, or actually this is here is a job title for a person who is a dog trainer. Here are the interests of relevant dog relevant interests. So what I mean by this, Facebook understands that you're interested in dog breed by interacting with different pages that discuss different dog breeds. For example, if you interacted with a page that only has golden retriever content, or maybe interacting with, and at the same time interacting with a Doberman page content for a page. This is how Facebook understand that you have interests in different dog breeds or dog food. If you interacted with a company that sells dog food, or a page that has dog training content or dog walking, or simply if you interacted with any of these types of content, you will be falling under the interests that has the word dog. So in the United States, 80 to 90 million people are interested in dogs, and 64% of these 90 million or 80 million are women, and 36% of them are men. Now, the ages are between the 18 years old and maybe, actually, all of them are somehow close, but the most ages that do the most purchases are between 23 years old and maybe 54, 55, around that. Most of the people do the buying decision between this age frame or age group. Now, if you go down a little bit, you can see the relationship statuses, or maybe the education level, or maybe their job titles and the industries they work in. What's more powerful is that you can see what pages they like the most, from the most pages or the most relevant to the least relevant. Now, because most of our audience are women, most of them like the mint julep boutique, which means, for example, you can maybe think outside of the box and create a marketing strategy where you can create a collaboration between this brand and your brand, for example. This is one way. Another way, for example, you can go down a little bit and see like what is relevant for dogs. Let's just do some research over here and see what's relevant to the dogs. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry about that. I forgot about something over here to narrow and see the page likes, which is more relevant. Once we saw that the audiences over here are the demographics over here are defined, just select here between 23, like the audience as we discussed. I want to target people between the 23 years old and the 55 years old. So I will select 23 and 55. Okay. And now you can see all of these demographics and job titles, blah, blah, blah. are changed. But the most interesting thing is the page likes.
Okay.
Whenever you change anything in the demographics, everything here will be changed. Now, whenever, as you can see, I changed the age bracket here, the page likes here changed, or the pages that this audience likes changed. For example, let's dive deeper and see what's relevant to the dog industry. I will press on select all. Okay. We should find something. If you didn't find anything, that's okay. This always happens. But if you can see any of the pages that are relevant to your business, or maybe a competitor or something, you need to include it in the targeting of the ads manager, which I'll be going back after a while. Okay. Now here you can understand also the locations that are most interested in dogs in the United States. From the top, the least. New York is the top one. Los Angeles, also California, over here. Texas, Illinois. All of these places are interested in dogs. So you can target, for example, the top 5 states or top 10 states. This is the way from Facebook. Now from Google Trends, you can go over here, insert the dog mat maybe, or dog bed. And you can select United States over the past 5 years and see what are the top what are the top states that are using or searching for that particular product. So this is the United States over here, and I will select the past 5 years or maybe past 12 months. It really depends. You need to A/B test it at least. These are the top sub-regions that are listed in dog bed. Okay. Cool. No, now after knowing the demographics of our what do we call it, of our audience, just go over here and see the behavior of them in the last 30 days. They are usually an engaged people, like they clicked on ads 35 times in the past 30 days. So this is an indicator for you that these are engaged shoppers without even targeting the engaged shoppers yet. Over here, they show you the operating systems of their phones. 55%, actually, most of your people are on iPhone, which is very familiar in the US. Most people use iPhone instead of Android. And, for example, let's say you have a print-on-demand business and you're selling dog-related designs on an iPhone case. So you know that if you have people interested in dogs, you have 55% of these people are working on an iPhone. So you know that you can do something relevant to the iPhone users. This is one way to think about it. Okay, so now after identifying the demographics of our audience, we need to go back to the ads manager and targeting 23 to 55, leaving both genders. I recommend also A/B testing both of them, but it's really fine to leave them because every person loves a dog. Who doesn't love a dog?
Yeah.
So over here, we're gonna include the interests that we use in the audience insights. So this is the word dogs, and your dog training. Let's see what we also targeted. Dog breed, dog food.
Now, have you found a way that you can import those in like a bulk import to where you don't have to type them out each time?
No, actually, I wish we could have such feature. It really saves a lot of time, but unfortunately, we need to copy them.
Okay.
like same way I'm doing it. And the dog trainer. So there are 19,000 dog trainers in the US. It doesn't really do much difference, but it's fine if we include it or not. Also, I recommend to A/B test it, target job titles, see if the people who work in this industry would be interested to buy your product, or maybe it may open for you a business opportunity. They may become affiliates to your product, to your store.
Okay.
So this is the thing about it. Now, after including these interests, I suggest always to narrow down the audience to engaged shoppers, because now you're telling Facebook that I want you to target the people who are interested in this, or actually in these interests, or maybe they are maybe dog trainers, or maybe they are interested in dog breed or dog food or dog training or dog walking, or simply dogs. But at the same time, they should be engaged shoppers. So this
Okay.
means if people click on a call to action called shop now in the past 30 days, they will be included in this category called engaged shoppers.
Okay.
Imagine how powerful is that. Although I
Yeah.
always recommend everyone to A/B test different audiences and see what is the best for them. Now, the audience size is a little bit broad. So let's say we can also include some related topics, for example, dog, and see some. Actually, let's remove dog from here and put it over here to narrow the audience a little bit.
Okay.
It didn't really get narrowed a lot. Just see it. Yeah, so in general, there are 220 million people in the United States. So I guess this audience is a little bit targeted. So it's
Mm-hmm.
fine. But I always recommend everyone to narrow down the audience to get as much out of it, because Facebook won't really allow you to reach all of these 33 million people, because you need to pay around 10 maybe to $20,000 to reach all of these 33 million people on Facebook.
Okay.
And by the daily results that you can see over here are not accurate at all. Like, Facebook is promising you to get you at least 204 clicks per day on the budget that is $20 per day. But if you leave that budget and run the campaign, I promise you, you won't be getting more than like 50 to 80 or maybe maximum 150 clicks per day. It's not
Okay.
bad, but never rely on these results or the estimated results over here.
Okay.
Then, after creating the targeting over here, you need to choose the placements. Usually people choose automatic placements. I personally prefer to go with manual placements to have more control. I always split Instagram and Facebook from each other, because Facebook optimizes the campaign the way they want. For example, if I choose Facebook and Instagram, Facebook will spend maybe $100. If I have like a budget of $150, Facebook
Mm-hmm.
will spend $100 on a Facebook placement and the rest on Instagram, or maybe switching it between all of the four placements if you're choosing automatic placement. But
Oh.
if you select Facebook alone and Instagram alone, you will give the placements their actual what they actually deserve. Because if you choose all of the placements, Facebook will be in control of your ads and where like where do they show them actually. But if you choose only the Facebook news feed alone in an ad set, and another ad set only targeting the audience network, which is on third-party websites and applications, you will
Mm-hmm.
guarantee that all of the traffic coming from the audience network is actually from the audience network. If you leave it in
Okay.
automatic placement, it won't really do much for you. So let's
Okay.
say I'm doing my campaign only on Facebook. I will leave the Facebook newsfeed, the Facebook Marketplace, the Facebook video feed if I have a video content, and the Facebook right column is for the desktop. As you can see in the audience network, audience insights actually, We have 33% of this audience is on desktop. So I guess I shall give the right column a chance to see if it really performs good or not.
Okay.
Now, Facebook stories, I personally don't really use Facebook stories because I rarely see people posting stories on Facebook. It's much popular on Instagram. And the
Okay.
Facebook in stream is a way to, it's called interruptive advertising for a reason, because you're interrupting people from watching a video and showing them your ad. So if you really want to create awareness, use the in-stream ad. But if you want to generate clicks, I don't really recommend using in-stream, because I rarely see people click on an in-stream ad because it's actually pissing them off, because it's interrupting the video they are watching. So I don't
Oh,
really personally the in-stream ad.
okay.
This adds the search ad as well. It's actually new, as you may know, on Facebook. But if you want to generate clicks, again, exclude the search placement from Facebook, because it won't generate you enough clicks in the end. And
Okay.
the in articles, usually in articles is more for the political and the controversial topics on Facebook that Lad Bible or maybe New York Times or maybe Daily Mail be posting on Facebook itself as blogs. I never really used in articles much because my audience wasn't really engaged in the in articles on Facebook. But you
Okay.
can always test and try it. Now,
Okay.
the, the budget and scheduling. Actually, here, remember when I first talked about the objectives, that the traffic campaign is optimized for clicks. So
Mm-hmm.
here, you can optimize it for landing page views or unique reach or impressions. Always check the link clicks instead of the unique reach or impressions. I recommend you using landing page views if you have a higher budget, usually because it charges like quadruple more times than the link clicks, because Facebook is guaranteeing that a person is landing on your website, because people may click on your website and the page may take time to load, so they bounce off back to Facebook.
Okay.
So this is why link clicks are much cheaper than landing page views.
Okay.
Then the budget, it's really self-explanatory. It's either you select a lifetime budget for your campaign. So you tell Facebook that I want to spend this much budget between this date and this date, and please optimize it the way you wish. The recommended way, by the way, is to choose the daily budget, so you can have more control over the spending of Facebook. And you can start from $5 per day, and you can set up an end date and a start date for the campaign, or you can run it continuously without an end date. So every day you're spending $5, whatever the situations are, or whatever the competitions happening in the buying auction of Facebook, you will be spending $5 per day without you worrying about it. Now, why I always stress on focusing on daily budget instead of lifetime budget. Lifetime budget is a little bit critical, and it doesn't really work for small brands. It only works for big brands. The lifetime budget, actually, you're telling Facebook that you have the authority to spend for me in the first day like $100, and the
Mm-hmm.
second day it may only spend like $25 or $50. It depends on the competition. This will affect the cost per result big time. Now, in the daily budget with small budgets and also for small businesses, what you need to do is tell Facebook, you need to spend for me $5 per day, whatever the situation is. I don't care what's going on in the world or what's going on on Facebook. Always spend for me $5 per day. This
Okay.
gives you more control over ad spend and gives you more accurate results. This is
Okay.
for the ad set. Now for the ad level.